What's going on, guys? It's Landon, and this is David, and we're Taffy Hoops. Sorry for not uploading on Saturday. Because I was on vacation, and it just didn't work out. So, our draft video, since we missed that whole time, is coming out either tomorrow or Wednesday. So just be on the lookout for that. But think of this as your Saturday video. I haven't even told you what we're talking about today, but you've already seen the thumbnail. So today we're talking about free agency predictions and where we think everyone's going to land, basically.
So yeah, this video we're going to try to get out before 6 p.m. when all the news comes out for just like different signings and stuff. But this is going to be our predictions for free agency. Most of it's going to happen within the next 6 hours. But we'll talk about the few guys that we think are just going to resign. We're going to only be talking about like 8 to 10 guys. So a few guys that we think will definitely resign: Chris Paul, John Collins, and Jared Allen and Norman Powell. Those are just a few guys.
Mike Conley.
Oh yeah, also Mike Conley. Those are guys that are just content with where they are, and they can either contend where they are or they're going to get a lot of money where they are. So
yeah, and I mean, also John Collins just doesn't really have the choice, but yeah, and same with Jared Allen. But yeah, I think definitely for Chris Paul, Chris Paul I just see staying in Phoenix, especially right. the only place I could have before the Westbrook. We haven't talked about the Westbrook trade at all, but before the Westbrook trade happened, it would have made. I think the only other team that would have made sense to where Chris Paul could have gone would have been the Lakers.
Yeah. But
now that they don't have space for that really at all. Also, can't he not take a pay cut because he's like president of the?
No, he can't.
Of the Players Association. I saw something on that of how like
I don't think that's the case.
I think he has to be paid a certain salary or something. I don't know. That could have been a complete lie, but I don't know. So yeah, I see Chris Paul staying in Phoenix, John Collins staying in Atlanta because he doesn't have a choice. But also, I think he had some chemistry issues this year. I bet he'd probably leave Atlanta if he had a choice, but he can't leave. So I think Atlanta's re-signing him. Mike Conley is staying in Utah because they just have the 1 seed, and so why would you leave when your team?
They'll stay contenders
when you just had your first All-Star appearance with the team and are the 1 seed, unless there were chemistry issues that we don't think about. But Mike Conley also has won best sportsmanship award every year, so yeah. I don't see him having chemistry issues like crazy that would make him want to leave a 1 seed team.
So a few guys that I think are moving. I see Kawhi Leonard moving to New York, being a Knick. You probably don't.
I think it'd be cool if Kawhi Leonard moved, but I just am scared because Shams and Woj, who always spoil everything, they're so annoying on things like draft night where they just spoil everything before it happens. But when Kawhi turned down his player option, Woj and Shams both said something along the lines of Kawhi Leonard is still expected to re-sign with the Clippers for a longer deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the only reason that I am predicting that Kawhi Leonard
It's gonna be a Clipper.
Is gonna stay a Clipper with Paul George. But that being said, I'd like to see him as a New York Knick or they're in the Miami Heat. I
think Kawhi will do something like he did going to the Clippers. He'll go to the Knicks if the Knicks trade for Damian Lillard.
Oh, I completely forgot that was something I forgot trades existed and then there's players in the trade block. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be fun. Like
a trio of Julius Randle, Kawhi Leonard, and Damian Lillard would be awesome.
Deadly.
And they would fit together too. So it would be a great year to see a battle of New York, Brooklyn versus the Knicks.
Yeah, Brooklyn's never really been that good, but Brooklyn's never been that good.
Yeah.
So I think he is probably staying in Los Angeles. I love to see him in New York, I think.
So the next two guys we're going to talk about, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. I want to see them team up. I think they'll team up in Miami. So both of them go to Miami. Kyle Lowry on a sign and trade. And then DeMar DeRozan just taking a pay cut to go to Miami.
Oh, I would love to see them together again. I think that'd be so cool. They're like, besides maybe Bobby and Toby. Actually, no, Bobby and Toby probably come in second. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are the best friends in the NBA, in my opinion. And I think they had the best chemistry and as teammates, and they were both all-star at least caliber players when they were playing. They're just So yeah, I'd love to see them both taking pay cuts just to play together. Because I mean, when you really think about it, and there's even DeMar DeRozan's interview where he's talking about how yes, money is a factor, and yes, winning is a factor. But when it really comes down to it, the player's probably going to choose winning. I think. Oh, at least he sees it personally. When it comes the thing that would tip it over would be winning over
money.
That probably didn't make sense, but yeah.
For that reason, you have him in LA.
No, I was just putting that there just to kind of remind us to talk about LA. So, I could see DeMar DeRozan also caring about winning and then going to LA.
Okay.
But if they're going to be together, then they would go to
Miami. Yeah, because Kyle Lowry can't really go anywhere else. He can go to Philly, maybe. He could go to Miami, but he can't go to LA. They don't have any salary cap for him. But the next guy we're going to talk about is a guy that I think is pretty interesting. I have Lonzo Ball going to Chicago. He's been rumored to go there. New Orleans said they're probably not going to match any offer, so he kind of got free reign, even though he is a restricted free agent.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to see him in Chicago. I think if Lonzo Ball moves teams once again, I think this third place, wherever he goes in free agency, is going to be the place where he can maybe shine. And maybe he's not going to become an all-star, or at least right away, but he's going to be kind of that almost Malcolm Brogdon type player where he's kind of on the fence every year, or he's going to at least kind of get to that point, I think, in this next place he goes. So I put New York. This would only be if New York doesn't work out the Kawhi stuff with Damian Lillard or whatever, if they don't do that stuff. But if
they're taking a lesser free agent, Lonzo would be the best one.
Yeah, I think I could see Lonzo in either New York. I could see him as a Knick or a Bull. And I think people forget that those are the two biggest markets in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the two biggest in the East.
You forgot about LA.
Oh, LA. Well.
Yeah.
Those still, I think, might be the biggest.
Well, LA's bigger than Chicago.
I don't think it is. Chicago is the biggest market.
They have a big market, but players would rather be on the beach than Chicago. So even if Chicago does have a bigger market for basketball, LA is a better place to live for a lot of NBA players.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yes, people forget that Chicago and New York are because they've kind of been bad teams for a lot of years, but the free agents probably want to go there, and they're big markets, and you want to play for a big market team a lot of times.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about So then coming up next, you have Laurie Martin, who I kind of forgot about. I kind of forgot he existed this year.
He kind of had a down year this year, so I still think he could get big money just because of his potential as a solid stretch four. I think San Antonio will take a risk on him and give him big money, probably a 3-4 year deal for $85 million. He seems like a guy that will play really, really well in a system under Pop, so that's why I have him in San Antonio. Yeah,
I could see him in San Antonio too. I think another team to mention is also Minnesota, just because I know the only reason I say Minnesota though is because I just know they've expressed interest in him.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm saying Minnesota. But I think I actually would say San Antonio if I was going to say a team.
He has a better fit in San Antonio for sure. Yeah. Minnesota needs defense, and Laurie Martin doesn't give that. So
I also don't really know what San Antonio's doing with their franchise at this point exactly.
Right.
Like I think they're gonna rebuild. I can't even tell.
Yeah.
But why not just add Laurie Martin into that? Because I mean,
Right.
he just seems like a player that would be fun to have.
Right.
And yeah, that's about it. There's other players that are free agents like Derrick Rose and
T.J. McConnell.
So yeah, if you want to see players, if you want to see us talk about, like, if you want to talk to us about other players like them, then just make sure to join our Discord, and then you can talk about them there with us. But yeah, I'm excited for free agency.
I am too.
So yeah, it should be. At the uploading of this video, it's gonna be happening like now or like in a few hours. But yeah, it should be crazy exciting, and I'm really excited to see how the league is reformed after this. Yeah, I think last year was a little bit of there was barely any free. I don't think there were barely any free agency moves last year.
Right.
No crazy ones at least. But the year before that was the crazy year where they were like.
I think we could have another one of those this year.
And I love that so much. Because every NBA fan likes to see the league shake up, and I want to see the Brooklyn Nets start to sweat this offseason. I want them to see an NBA team form, like a new roster forming, and just be like, oh, that is not good. But yeah.
We don't want Brooklyn and LA running the league. We want other teams that are just gonna pop up and be contenders. We kind of got to see a lot of parity last year in the playoffs, just with two small market teams making the finals. So I kind of want to see just a lot of more small market teams joining up and not building super teams, just building competent teams that can make the finals.
I just remembered. I think I had a dream the other day that Kawhi went to Pacers in free agency, which is kind of sad because he could have been here to the draft, but he wasn't. But yeah, on that depressing note, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Draft videos coming out later this week, maybe tomorrow if you're lucky, but probably Wednesday.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.